welcome back to the Football Rundown. We're here with a match preview today. Stockport County against Leyton Orient this weekend in what is, I think it's an important weekend for Stockport County. You know, we've drawn the last few games in the league. We've had some good performances in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, but I think it's important that County do get back to winning ways this weekend. We're back on home soil as well. That should be an advantage for us. I think last week would probably be considered a disappointing result. With the draw against Crawley, is it a point gained or 2 points dropped? I think given the fact that we probably took the lead, and it's a team which I don't think have high hopes this season. I think it probably is 2 points dropped, but it depends on if you're a glass half full, glass half empty kind of person. I want to get your thoughts on that in the comment section below as well. Do you think it was 2 points dropped or a point gained at the weekend? But moving on to this weekend, Leyton Orient, where we are hoping to not be discussing whether or not we've gained a point or dropped 2 points, because we want all 3 points, and I think that is kind of what we should be going into this game with the expectation of. I think that Leyton Orient have started the season poorly. I also think they've probably a better team than what it's showing at the moment. To be fair, so maybe they will turn around their season. They probably will turn around their season to a degree, but hopefully it doesn't start at Edgeley Park this weekend. I've referred to the fact they've had a bad start to the season. They currently find themselves 22nd in League One with just 1 win in 5. Only Bolton have scored fewer goals so far this season than Orient. Orient have scored 3 goals, and Bolton with 2. Leyton Orient have played at home just twice so far in League One this season. This weekend's away trip will be their 4th from 6 fixtures, though they earned their first points of the season away from home last weekend when they beat Reading 1-0 due to a Charlie Kelman goal inside 27 minutes. From what I've been hearing, he sounds like a good up-and-coming young striker. I believe he was also there the year before last as well on loan, and he's come back again 2 years later. So he may well be one to watch out for. He certainly was the one with the goal last weekend to get them 3 points, their first 3 points of the season against Reading away from home. So it's not good timing for us in terms of they've just got that first win of the season. It could possibly be them turning the corner. Like I say, hopefully that isn't the case, but it could just be them turning the corner. They will certainly go into this game more positive, given the fact they won the game last weekend away, than obviously if they hadn't. So, I think it's counting. It's important that we make the game difficult for them. It's important we don't really give them too much belief, because they won't be strong in belief at the moment. I know they won last weekend. They'll have more confidence from that. But generally, they'll feel a little bit downward because the season started badly. I think they also lost in the League Cup as well this week, so knocked out of that in the 3rd round. So it's important that we don't offer too much encouragement to them. Don't, when we're playing out from the back, don't play any risky balls which they could chase down. And really, try and get a goal early on. I think County can do that as well. We have done it a few times already this season. Got the early goal. Louis Barry particularly likes an early goal inside 5 minutes sometimes as well. So I think if we were to go 1-0 up early on at Edgeley Park with the way that Orient have started the season, I think it could be a horrible scoreline for them come the end of the 90 minutes. I've got to be honest. But if they stay in the game, it could be a nervy one. If they get to half time, it's still 0-0 and they've had a few chances themselves, it could get a little bit nervy. So I think the important thing is for County, show that dominance early on, get that goal early on, and just put them to the sword, because I think they are there for the taking. There will be low in confidence. If they go 1-0 down, it is going to be difficult for them to have that belief to come back. So they could cause us some form of threat if we're not careful. But I'm pretty confident that County will get a goal early on, and I think it could end up making the game very difficult for Leyton Orient. But of course, Leyton Orient did earn promotion a year before Stockport County, when they won promotion. They won the title back in 2023 when they were crowned champions of League 2, just like we did last season, finishing on 91 points, just one shy of County's 92-point title win last season. I've obviously mentioned the fact that they went up as champions in 2023. That's the last time the two sides last met as well, when Orient faced a shock defeat at home to the Hatters just as the season was coming to a close. With just 2 games remaining, County would send Orient into their final League 2 match on the back of a 3-0 defeat. As Akhil Wright opened the scoring within 5 minutes, Callum Camps would double the visitors' lead just 5 minutes later, before Conrad Lemonhay Evans scored the 3rd and final goal late in the second half for County that day. The O's had been the winners of the previous fixture, though, when they beat County 2-1 at Edgeley Park in November that season. Orient also have the better of County overall in the head-to-head record, as County have lost 27 of their 64 meetings against this weekend's visitors. The Hatters have had the better of Orient on 20 occasions, with the other 17 resulting in a draw. So this will be the 65th meeting between the two clubs of all time. Now, of course, Stockport County started the season very brightly, currently find themselves 5th in League One, one of only 2 teams left unbeaten so far this season in League One, as Birmingham beat Wrexham on Monday night. Wrexham were one of the 3rd teams left unbeaten until Birmingham put them away 3-1 on Monday night, which was a very good game actually. And everyone seems to have been there. So it's very much one for the Hollywood display, I think, on Monday night. I think there was more cameras on the people in the directors' boxes and all that than there were actually on the game sometimes, it felt like. So but yeah, very good game. Obviously, we know the spotlight was on it for who the owners are and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the game itself was actually good. So it kind of, you can deal with that, and I do think we have to get used to this kind of thing. Your Beckhams, your Nevilles. Sorry, I'm not putting Neville in the category of celebrities, but you get what I'm saying. Your Brady's, your Ryan Reynolds, and I don't even think he was there, but you get my point. Celebrity status is going to find itself throughout this league because of the types of Wrexhams and Birminghams that we have in this league. So yeah, very good game though. But yeah, County are 2 points off top with a game in hand over top of the table Wrexham, we just mentioned. Stockport scored 9 goals in the league, while the likes of Wrexham, Birmingham, Huddersfield, Lincoln and a few others have scored more. I think the top scorers have got 12 goals. I'm not sure who that is. County have drawn their last 2 league games. If they were to draw this weekend, it would be the first time that County have drawn more than 2 league games back-to-back since January 2021, when they had 3 draws in a row against Altrincham, Maidenhead and Boreham Wood. It would also make it the first time County have gone 3 league games in a row without winning since the beginning of last season, when they started the League 2 campaign with a home defeat to Gillingham, a 2-1 away defeat to Walsall and a 1-1 draw at Edgeley Park with Bradford City, before getting back to winning ways with a 1-0 win against Barrow due to a Louis Barry goal, which I believe was actually his first goal for Stockport County on that day against Barrow. And we're talking about Louis Barry again. He's the joint top scorer in the league this season with 4 goals, level with Birmingham's Alfie May, Barnsley's Adam Phillips and Wrexham's Jack Marriott, and also Mansfield's Lee Gregory. Louis Barry will be one of the dangers that I think Leyton Orient will be looking to avoid in this game on Saturday. Another threat is Kyle Wootton, who's also started the season brightly with 3 league goals to his name already this season. He's looking to score his first goal of his career against Leyton Orient actually this weekend, after failing to score in his previous 3 meetings against them so far in his career. County are also top for the longest current scoring streak in the top 4 divisions. They've scored in each of the last 20 games, beating the likes of Exeter City, Manchester City, QPR and Arsenal to that record. The last time County failed to score was when they faced Swindon on the 24th of February this year. So after reading that, I'm pretty confident that County are going to get the result they need this weekend. Like I say, we've not drawn 3 games back-to-back for a very long time. We usually bounce back with a win, and I think that's exactly what County will do this weekend as well. The fact that we've got goals on our side, we've been one of the most consistent scorers in the top 4 divisions over the last 20 games. That gives me confidence. And also as well, when you listen to opposition fans go into games against Stockport County this season, they're absolutely terrified of County. I was listening to a podcast last night, and they had an Orient fan on, and he was saying how terrified he was of County going into this game, and he was hopeful that they can get something out of the game, but there's not much confidence in that. And also I remember listening to Bristol fans ahead of the game a few weeks back. They weren't particularly looking forward to playing against us. Now granted, these teams are travelling to Edgeley Park, so the home advantage has an element to that as well, but teams are generally scared of going up against us this season. The firepower we've got in the team, the squad depth we've got available to us as well is really, really impressive. And whilst we haven't spent an absolute ton of money like some teams have in this league, we've worked really well in the market. We've recruited well. We've got some really good players in for really good value, and I think teams are very, very scared of going against us, particularly at Edgeley Park, and quite rightly so as well, to be honest, because I mean the size of the squad, the quality of the squad is a big thing that's going to help us and give us a boost this season. Last season we didn't really have that, and we still went up as title winners. So I think you look at the squad size, I keep talking about the quality. That team that played on Tuesday night against Everton's under-21s, that was basically our second first team. It was still really strong. Only 2 of those players played against Crawley at the weekend. So really, really strong squad. And as I say, most of those aren't in the current strongest 11 in Dave Charner's eyes. So it just goes to show how strong that squad is. And we can deal with a few injuries as long as we don't end up with 10 or 15 injuries that, which I think we start the season with. So, I think when you look at that, unless something absolutely ridiculous happens on the injury side of stuff, we should be able to go all the way this season and put in a really solid performance week in, week out with the kind of players and changes we can make if and when we need to. And I don't know what County's expectations should be this season, because we haven't spent, I don't think we're in the top 5 biggest spenders this season in League One. But I think playoffs would be a realistic expectation given how we've started the season, given the squad depth, given the quality of the squad. I want to get your thoughts on that. Do you think that it's fair to say playoffs, or are people still feeling like maybe that's a little bit of a push? Some people might even be feeling more confident that. Some people might be saying definitely playoffs, if not maybe automatic promotion. Who knows? But I think Birmingham are going to be there. But I mean, after Birmingham, really, I know you've got Barnsley, but we thought Blackpool would be strong, and look how quickly they fell off this season. They already made a managerial change. So things can change very quickly. And also we have to remember that can happen with us as well. Things can change very quickly with our situation. There was talks about Stoke City when they sacked their manager just a few days ago that they were going to appoint David Challoner. I think he was one of the early favourites for the job from the bookmakers. Now, obviously nothing happened with that, and I don't think he would go to Stoke, because I don't actually think Stoke's a step up from Stockport County at the moment. I know they're a division ahead, but Stockport County look a lot better set up than Stoke. Obviously there was never really anything in that, and that's why I didn't really talk about it. But it will start to happen. He will start to get attention from other clubs. I think we've already seen it at times over the last sort of 18 months where teams might have come in for him. So, a team could come in for him and give him an offer that he can't say no to. And that could really derail Stockport County's progress. I don't think it will happen, because I think he's happy where he is. I think he's happy with where his family is. He's settled. He wants to stay in the Northwest. County, the projects they've got there. It would have to take something really, really special for him to be driven away from here. But I'm just saying things can change very quickly. So whilst things are going well for us at the moment, it could easily go wrong, at the click of someone's fingers. And I think that's the thing. So whilst I'm looking at it and going, yeah, everything's great at the moment, I do think playoffs will be a realistic expectation. I don't see injuries being too much of a problem because of the size of the squad this season. But I do think that there could be other factors that could come into play. But yeah, I mean, that could also happen with other teams as well. Like, we expect Barnsley to be strong, but Barnsley might fall off. They've had a difficult week, really. I think they lost 3-0 at the weekend to Stevenage, obviously losing 7-0 to Manchester United in the League Cup. That isn't going to be great for them. How they respond to that will be interesting, because they've got a game this weekend, obviously, but we face them next weekend away from home. So I'll keep an eye out on that, because they might be coming into these next few league games really wanting to prove a point to their manager, who they must feel they've let down putting in that kind of level of performance over the last few games. So yeah, I think teams like Barnes we've got to keep an eye on, because it's all about how you respond. It's all about how you respond to defeat, adversity, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so far currently very, very confident about the game this weekend. In terms of team news as well, we don't really have that many injury updates that I'm aware of. Not many players are currently injured now as well, which is always good. Only a handful of players like some Noyle, Mellon. I'm not sure who else. Maybe Southern Males is still out injured, possibly Rydell as well. But everyone else seems to be back. And in terms of starting 11, I'm going to go with my starting 11. Courier Diacourse in goal. Then you've got the conversation about right back or sort of right side centre back. Is it going to be Callum Connolly? Is it going to be Tyler Onyango? I'm going to go with Onyango just because Connolly started his first game against Everton, Everton under 21s. It was only the under 21s. He did play well, but again, what kind of level is he competing at in that kind of game? And also Onyango has started the last few games as well before that. So I think he'll go in at sort of right back or right side of the centre back, depending on how the formation changes throughout the game. Horsfall and Pye, of course, will join him. Ibal Touré will get in somewhere in that team. Norwood over Bate for me. I think Bate's just come back. I think he'll go with Norwood. He'll go for that experience. He won't want to rush Bate back too quickly, given the fact that he did obviously get an injury in the first place, and there possibly could be a problem there long term, because I think he did have a few injury problems at his time at Leeds, and that's why he was let go of in the first place. So we'll want to manage that as best as possible, and the fact we have got Norwood in available means there's no real need to rush Bate back either. So I think Norwood will go in ahead of Bate. I think we'll have Camps and Collar in midfield with him again. Jayden Fevrier for me has got to start. Jack Diamond has looked decent, but he just seems to lack that end product at the moment. Jayden Fevrier looks like a much better fit. I know he did play on Tuesday night, but I would still pick him ahead of Diamond this weekend. I think he's just, every time I watch him, he's just mesmerising to watch. You just don't know what he's going to do. He has that unpredictability. He also has that ability to get fans off the edge of their seat, and that's what we want to see. So I would go with Jaden Fevrier on this right-hand side. He's slowly but surely becoming one of my favourite players at Stockport County already. So yeah, that's for me on the right-hand side, Jaden Fevrier. Let me know your thoughts on that. Then, of course, the left-hand side, we don't even need to talk about who's going to start on that left-hand side. Louis Barry goes in. Absolutely no one is offering him competition on that side at the moment, that's for sure. And that's not because there isn't competition there, it's because of how good Louis Barry is. And I expect him to be on the score sheet again as well, because he has this knack to just deliver when we need it. And yeah, I think Barry is an absolute must pick on that left-hand side. And then you go to the final position, the centre-forward position, which Cal Wotton has started all the games so far in League One down the middle, with Tanto Laffy yet to start a game in League One. Is it going to be his opportunity this weekend to start ahead of Cal Wotton? I would say so. I think that he's got to start at some point. And Tanto Laffy is, we've got 2 goals midweek. He's eager for the opportunity. We know his quality. He came on leaps and bounds last season. He was much better than he was in those first 6 months in the county shirt. And he can even improve on the last season if he gets the opportunity this season. And I think he will. He should get that opportunity, I think. It's the perfect opportunity, perfect time to bring him in, I think. So I'm going to go with Tanto Laffy over Cal Wotton. Of course, Wotton has been absolutely brilliant for us so far this season, but Tanto needs that opportunity. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If we're not if we don't start getting Tanto in that starting 11 over the next few weeks, there could be trouble there. So I think Challen's got to manage this squad as best as possible. He's got to manage these players who are all chomping at a bit wanting minutes, and that's why I think Tanto Laffy must start down the middle this weekend, having Wotton on the bench, and he's always got the opportunity to come and have an impact if things aren't working. So that's what I would go with. Let me know your thoughts on that. Adai in goal, of course, on Yango at right back or right side centre back, Horsfall and Ethan Pye, Ibal Torre, Norwood Camp's column in midfield, Fevrier, Louis Barry and Tanto Laffy. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know who you would pick. Laffy or Wotton, that's a big conversation at the moment amongst the county fans, I reckon. And also Norwood or Bate, who would you go in? I don't think we need to rush Lewis Bate back too quickly, but some people might say get him in. For me, we got Norwood there, and that's exactly what we brought Norwood in for, to allow players like Bate to not be rushed back from injury. So that's what I would go with. So yeah, like I say, let me know your thoughts on that. Questions at the end that I want to ask you lot, of course. Wotton versus Laffy, who would you be starting? Who do you think has got the, given the start to the season for Wotton, who do you think is the better striker so far for us at County at the moment? It feels like a bit of a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. For me, Tanto Laffy, but some people might think Wotton has the edge, given the performances over the last few games. And also, how do you think Dave Challoner is going to manage to get the best out of this squad in terms of players who aren't getting minutes? I think it's vital that we use the Bristol Street Motors Trophy in these kind of competitions to introduce minutes for these players, but at some point they need to be introduced into league minutes as well, because that's ultimately where they want to be playing. So how does Dave Challoner get the balance right between picking these players that are currently playing in the sort of the second first team almost in these cup competitions? How does he get them in the in the League One games? Want to get your thoughts on that? And also, have the recent draws changed your view of how the season will go? Score prediction as well. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Stockport County, actually. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. Orient haven't scored many goals so far this season. Corey Adai has been brilliant as well, and I think we'll score a few as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with 2-0. Let me know your thoughts and how you think the game will go. Score prediction as well. Don't forget as well to like the video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new as well. It's always appreciated. We are trying to reach 1,000. Feels like it's taken forever to get there, but look, it'll take as long as it takes. If you do watch and you're not subscribed, do make sure you do subscribe, because it'll help massively towards the progress of this channel. Obviously big thanks to everyone who has already subscribed and watches every video as well. And don't forget to like it as well. And also let me know your thoughts. I'm always happy to hear people's opinions. If there's a video or something you want me to talk about, you think I should be talking about, also let me know about that in the comment section below. And I think I've pretty much covered everything there. TFR Plus as well, we spoke about, link in the description to that. Talkcounty.com as well, County Forum. Also have the link in the description below for that one as well. Do go check out that forum. And yeah, I think we covered everything. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. And hopefully Stockport County can get 3 points this weekend.